Welcome to another Mental Health Monday. My name is Shevon Jones. I'm a licensed clinical therapist here in Atlanta and the founder of the Mental Wellness Collective. Today, we are going to talk about self-care. This is a topic that I feel like we talk about so often. I talk about it with my clients. We see it on social media. We are talking about it in the news, especially during these COVID times. And so I wanted to just touch on what self-care means. So often, I think the definition gets lost in translation to where we feel like self-care is this kind of extraordinary thing that you do. And it's not. It is simply what you do to make sure that you are well. It can look different from me to you, but all it is how you care for yourself. So I wanted to give you a few quick meanings, tips, however you want to take it, of what self-care means. So 1, self-care means taking time to do the things that you enjoy. If you enjoy doing it, spend more time doing that. So often we deprive ourselves of fun, our hobbies, the things that bring us joy, because we get so weighed down in our responsibilities and our duties as adults. I know, adulting. However, self-care is indulging in the things that bring you joy and make you happy. Do more of that. Whatever it is, lean into that. Number 2, self-care means taking care of yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. We are a whole person, and so we have so many different components of ourselves, and it does not do us any good to only focus on one area. If I only focus on my physical health and neglect my mental health and my spiritual health, my financial health, I'm not going to be balanced. And so that's why, you have 4 legs on the table. It brings balance. And so really focusing on these different areas of your life so that you can have balance in your life, so you can feel fulfilled and show up in this world as a whole person. And so whatever that looks like, maybe there's some things that you haven't dealt with and you know that you need to get into therapy. Do that. Exercise. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym every day. Maybe walk every now and again. Maybe get up and take your lunch break and walk around your neighborhood. Do a couple of jumping jacks, sit-ups, whatever that may look like for you. Read a book by sitting on your patio, enjoy nature. Eat, a balanced diet so that you're not always, if you're always eating sugars and sweets and candies, try to eat a little bit more healthy. Create a budget for your financial health. Making sure that you set those financial goals, save more. Spiritually, whatever it is that you believe in, lean into that. And so we want to be well balanced, and we want to make sure that we are feeding into our whole self. The other thing, self-care needs to be a priority. It's not optional. Taking care of yourself is not an option. And so I want you to remember that self-care is a priority. You have to put yourself at the top of your to-do list. You have to make sure that you're doing something for yourself. I tell my clients all the time, do one thing every day that brings you joy, something that fills you up. Just one thing. It doesn't have to be anything extraordinary. It doesn't have to be anything that's going to be taxing or another thing on that long list of to-dos, but do something that's going to fill you up. Maybe it's reading a chapter in a book, listening to your favorite music, talking to your friend on the phone, writing in your journal, whatever it looks like for you. Make self-care a priority and not an option if you get to it. Make it at the top of your to-do list that you have to factor self-care into your to-dos for the day. Next, set specific self-care goals. What is it that you need to do? Do you want to travel? Set a travel goal. Maybe traveling fills you up. So maybe you need to tap into that financial piece of it and save. Maybe you need to put it on your calendar. Maybe you need to request the time off. Set specific goals, because typically when we set goals and we put target dates on them, we actually put action items next to them. We are more likely to accomplish them. We're more likely to set out to do them. So make a specific self-care goal, just like you do anything else in your life. That way you are more conscious of it and you're more likely to achieve it. Make self-care a habit. It doesn't have to be something that I have to think of. I have to do self-care today. Make it a habit. It's a part of your life. Self-care is a part of my life. I enjoy life. I enjoy enjoying myself. It's a part of my life. It is a habit. And so for you, you need to work it into your everyday life. What is it that I need to do to make sure I'm incorporating this into my everyday life? Some people go to the gym every day. Some people wake up and they have a morning routine, a night routine. They have a routine that they do on the weekends. Whatever it is, make self-care a habit so that you don't forget it. And last, self-care, setting boundaries is a practice of self-care. It's how you protect yourself. It's how you make sure that you're okay, that you can indulge in all of these things. It's setting yourself first. And so those boundaries may look like setting boundaries with certain people. It may look like letting people know what your limits are so that you can fully indulge in all that you need to as a full person. Boundaries, I feel like, are the ultimate form of self-care because it's how we protect ourselves. It's how we protect our vulnerability. It's how we're able to really still show up with people who, have a tendency to take from us. If we have boundaries in place, we have limits. Boundaries allow us to set limits. I'm not saying you have to cut people off, but if you need to, do that. But you can set limits with people and be okay with that. And so boundaries, again, is my favorite act of self-care. And I just want to leave, I know I said that was the last one, but I want to leave you with this. Loving on yourself. I really want people to start loving on themselves, spending time with yourself, getting to know the things that you love, the things that you need to be well, finding out, what brings you joy, what things that you don't like. The more time that we spend with ourselves, affirming ourselves, loving on ourselves, the things that we typically look for other people to do, it fills us up. I know we hear the saying all the time, you can't pour from an empty cup, and it is absolutely true. If you're pouring out, you need something that's pouring back in you. It's replenishing you. It's filling you up. That's what self-care is. It's filling your cup up so that when you are pouring out, you have something being replenished back into you. And so I want to encourage you to say some affirmations if you need to write in your journal to really get to know yourself. Spend those quiet times in meditation. Whatever you need to do, find out what fills you up because you are important. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of showing up in this world as your full self. And the only way to do that is when you are able to stand firm that you are fully well in all areas of your life. And you do that by taking care of yourself. So I hope that this has helped you. And if it has, I encourage you to like, comment, share, or follow at I am Shevon Jones. You can also visit me at www.thementalwellnesscollective.com if you are seeking therapy services. You can also visit me over at the Mental Wellness Collective, which is the wellness community for Black women and women of color. Until next time.